In the news now, there was a massive explosion at the Engen Refinery in Durban, and while I was in the KwaZulu-Natal region, there were many stories around the refinery there. I've covered stories on the refinery in Tableview that had two explosions in the past. The last one, a very large explosion that killed several people. And at this stage, we don't know what the casualty situation is, if any, at the Durban refinery. But this brings a very simple question to mind. How many refineries do we have? What is our capacity to supply the country with fuel? And what will be the situation now with the reduced capacity in Tableview, as well as with this explosion, which I can see was a fairly severe situation? And if we actually look at this article in News 24, then you will see that the situation is fairly dire for the country. There are only so many refineries in South Africa, and these refineries are supposed to supply us all with fuel. And especially now with the festive season, when people will be traveling, we need to think of that. And that is why people need to become as independent as possible. In the headline, it reads massive explosion at Engen Refinery in Durban, and then there's video footage of that. And then there's also actually a home that is on fire. One of the residences of the people that work at the refinery on fire as well, that someone tweeted. Emergency services responded to a massive explosion at the Engen Refinery in Wentworth, Durban shortly after 7 on Friday. So this is very new news. KwaZulu-Natal Emergency Services spokesperson Robert McKenzie confirmed the incident and said fire and smoke could be seen billowing from the refinery. He said the cause of the explosion has not yet been established. 6 people were treated for smoke inhalation, but no injuries or casualties had been reported. That is certainly good news. Not so lucky at the refinery in Tableview. McKenzie added that a block of flats on Beach Road opposite the refinery also caught fire, but this has since been extinguished and no injuries were reported. Paramedic Gareth Jamieson said emergency services were still trying to access the scene of the explosion. In November 2008, the refinery was shut for about 4 months following an explosion. In 2007, a fire caused by a lightning strike to a fuel storage tank burned for 3 days and cost the refinery 210 million. Now, money is certainly something that we don't have. At the bottom there's of this article, which you can find in the description below the video, you'll see the Twitter footage of the resident's home that was also on fire. I don't know if the two are related, but this is certainly a tragedy for the country, because we just rely on garages for fuel. We drive to the garage and we expect there to be fuel. Throughout the country, while I was touring, many garages had their little orange cones standing next to the pumps, which means that the pumps were empty and they were running at reduced capacity. And this is certainly becoming a more prevalent thing at the moment throughout the country, especially the places that are not close to refineries, based on what I saw on tour. So I want you to go and look at this video footage, and when you see that, you will be able to see that this refinery could be severely affected. This is going to be a time for travel, time for people to go on a holiday. So maybe go and fill up your tanks now so that you have fuel in your tanks, and consider having stock as much as you're allowed to carry. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe and click the bell icon for further notifications. I will be uploading my video on Cyril Ramaphosa's speech just now. I actually had highlighted 58 different points. It took me a long time to work through that speech, and I will deliver that somber video to you this morning. Thank you very much. Till the next video.